All right, let's get right into it. We're going to tackle two really common and, let's be honest, kind of frustrating grammar mistakes that trip up so many English learners. But here's the good news. They are totally fixable. And by the time we're done here, you're going to know exactly how.
Okay, first up, we're talking about something every single learner has run into: describing a picture. I mean, it seems so easy, doesn't it? But there's this sneaky little grammar trap hiding in there, and it's one that goes against what your brain tells you is logical.
So put yourself in this situation. You're in class, maybe you're just chatting with a friend, and you see a photo. It's simple. A woman, she's got a blue blouse on. How do you describe it? Like, what's the very first sentence that pops into your head? Okay, so chances are your first thought was something like, the woman wears a blue blouse. And you know what? That makes perfect sense. The image isn't moving, it's just a fact you're stating. But, and here's the twist, in English, the right way to say it is actually, the woman is wearing a blue blouse.
And that is exactly why this is so confusing. Your brain is going, wait a minute, the picture is static. It's not moving, so why on earth would I use a continuous tense? And honestly, your logic is sound. It's confusing for a really good reason. But, well, English has its own little rule for this one. So what's the trick to remembering this? Let's give it a name. We'll call it the frozen moment rule. It's a really simple way to think about it. And once you get it, this problem is solved for good. Okay, here's the key. When you look at a picture, you have to imagine you're describing one single moment in time that's been frozen. You're describing the action inside that frozen moment as if it's happening right now. And that means you always have to use the present continuous. That's your is or are plus a verb with ing at the end. So for example, you see a guy with a newspaper. You wouldn't say, he reads a newspaper. Nope. You'd say, he is reading a newspaper. Because that's the action that's been captured right there in that frame.
Same deal here. Look at this photo. Yeah, it's totally still, but we describe what's happening inside it. So the children are playing in the garden. That's the action that was frozen in that exact moment. And this right here, this is the mistake we're trying to avoid. Using reads, that's the simple present tense, is for habits. Things you do all the time, like he reads the newspaper every single morning. But for one single frozen moment in a picture, that's when it's not quite right.
Okay, one last time. Let's really lock this in. We wouldn't say stands near the window. We'd say the woman in the photograph is standing near the window. Are you seeing the pattern? When it comes to pictures, just think ing. Pictures always get the ing treatment.
All right, mistake number 1 is down. Let's move on to our second one. This one's all about how we connect events in time, specifically the battle between two tiny but tricky words, after and then. So take a look at these two sentences. Which one feels right? You had lunch, and then you went for a walk. A lot of people go for that first option, right? After we went for a walk. It makes sense. After means next, but just like our picture problem, there's a little grammar trap waiting for us.
Okay, here's a really cool way to remember this, and I love this analogy. Think of the word after as a hungry little Pac-Man mouth. It always needs to eat something. It can't just be left empty. It has to be followed by a noun or pronoun, what we call an object. It just can't be by itself.
Now, if you want the nerdy grammar reason, it's because after is a preposition. Just think of other prepositions like in or on or at. You'd never just say, I put the book on, and then just stop talking, right? On what? The table? The shelf? After works the exact same way. It needs something to connect to, like after lunch or after that. This little table breaks it down perfectly. See that first row? After needs an object, then doesn't. So that's why after we left feels, well, incomplete. It's wrong. But then is a free agent. It can stand all by itself to mean next. So then we left is perfect. So I'm going to give you a super simple test you can use anytime you're not sure. Just say your sentence out loud using after, then stop and ask yourself, after what? If there's nothing that comes next, if the answer is just silence, your sentence is wrong. You gotta fix it. Easiest ways? Either add the word that, after that, or just swap the whole thing out for then. Simple as that. Okay, so now you know the rules, but knowing the rules is one thing, making them automatic is another, right? So let's wrap this all up with a quick little toolkit you can start using like right now. So here's your takeaway toolkit.
Number 1, pictures equals continuous. Always use that ing form. Got it? Number 2, always test your after. Make sure its little hungry mouth has something to eat, like that or lunch. And beyond these drills, the best thing you can do is just start noticing this stuff. When you're watching a movie or a TV show, listen for it. And of course, practice. Seriously, just pull out your phone, find a photo, and describe it out loud. It feels silly at first, but it's the best way to make this stuff second nature.
And look, let's end with this. The goal here isn't to be perfect overnight. It's about making progress. There's a reason these are common mistakes, because English grammar is weird sometimes. So don't beat yourself up. Every single time you notice one of these mistakes and you fix it, that's not a failure, that's a massive win. That's you literally rewiring your brain. And that's how you get better. For real.